Hello again. How are you? Welcome to your new class. Class number 1187. ¿Será posible? 1187. I have a dilemma today. I have a problem. I'm on, of course, expressions. Page 194. The first one and the third one are totally British. Totally British. I've never heard them in my life, and I've never used them in my life. The second one, okay. Yes, it's okay. Both sides of the Atlantic. And the fourth one is not really an expression. It's just normal English. Okay, well, let's start at the top. Page 194 at the top. The pot calling the kettle black. Okay, kettle, I don't know how to say kettle. It's just, in the kitchen, you have pots and pans. The expression pots and pans son cacharros de cocina. Para cocinar, cacharros de cocina. Decimos pots and pans. Pots son ollas, o son más fondo. Pans son más como llanas, como sartenes, okay? Pan. Frying pan es una sartén para freír. Frying pan. Yes. Pots are bigger. Pots and pans. A kettle, suele ser algo que café o té, kettle. A kettle is it's a type of pan, a pot. It's a type of pot. Now, the pots. The pot calling the kettle black. Lo traduce aquí, le dijo la sartén al cazo. Okay. Si tú me llamas tacaño, más tacaño eres tú. Creo que es así, ¿no? O tacaño serás tú también. Y me llama ella el tacaño, le dijo la sartén al cazo. And he calls me tight-fisted. Fist is puño de puñetazo, no puño de camisa. No, this is cuff. This is fist. Tight is apretado, prieto, tight. Tight-fisted, con guión en medio, is agarrado, tacaño. Yeah, tight-fisted. And he calls me tight-fisted? Pot calling the kettle black. All right. Dijo la sartén al cazo. Vale, de acuerdo. I think you probably understand it better than I do. I'm not going to dwell on this anymore. To dwell means pararme y como un helicóptero sobre el tema. Brrr, no, vamos a otro tema. All right, to dwell on. To dwell is morar. Well, como estoy bien, gracias, I'm very well, con de delante. Dwell is morar. ¿Dónde moras? Yo moro en Madrid. Where do you dwell? Mi humilde morada no está lejos de aquí. Si se dice en inglés igual, humble. My humble dwelling. Curioso que se dice humilde morada en español y humilde morada en inglés. My humble dwelling is, well, it's 45 minutes on foot from here, but it's about 20 minutes by car. It's not too far away, my humble dwelling. But to dwell on is parar en un tema y como un helicóptero que está suspendido en el aire, sobre el tema es el terreno debajo. Y parar y entretenerse con ese tema. That's to dwell on something. Parar y tratarlo sin ir a otro tema. To dwell on the subject. Más allá de lo necesario, decimos dwell. No quiero dwellear en este tema más. I don't want to dwell on this subject anymore. And I don't want to dwell on this expression at the top of page 194 anymore. The next one, to pour your heart out. To pour is verter el corazón fuera. Okay. Desahogarse, abrir tu corazón. A pecho descubierto. Yeah. To pour your heart, well, to pour your heart out is más que a pecho descubierto significa das confianza. Total. But to pour your heart out is, you find, Margarita me ha dejado. Yo estoy hundido. Y Margarita dice, no te preocupes, Richard. Hay 4,000 millones de mujeres más en este planeta. Ya, pero como Hortensia, no. I'm pouring my heart out to Margarita. To pour is verter. Yeah. Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la palma. Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la palma. Y quiero verter estos versos, dice Guantanamera. Yeah. No me acuerdo, es José Martí. Y cuando me muero, verter los versos del alma. Algo así. So it's very pretty. To pour. To pour is verter. Yeah, to pour. Aquí se dice muchas veces echar un líquido sobre. Yeah. En inglés, to pour. To pour. Suena igual que pobre. Poor. Bueno, según la región. Poor. Poor. In the United States, normally poor for pobre. Okay, so now the next one, the third one is totally British. Diluviar. Okay, it's pouring down rain. Eso en Estados Unidos también. Pour como I cannot say vertiendo abajo. Lluvia. Se dice así, pouring down rain. Pouring down rain. It's raining. In the United States, we say it's raining cats and dogs. Gatos y perros. It's raining cats and dogs. It's raining knives and forks. Tenedores y cuchillos. No. Cuchillos y tenedores. And people, my friends in Spain, cats and dogs. ¿Estáis locos? Pero aquí es chuzos de punta, ¿no? Que también, okay. It's raining cats and dogs. But the British also say pissing, como hacer pis. It's pissing down rain. ¿Será posible? Pissing down rain. Bucket down. Bucket es un cubo. Está a cubos. Está a cántaros. Se dice llover a cántaros. Cerca, a cubos. All right. It's pouring. It's pouring. It's pouring down rain. Eso sí se dice mucho. It's raining, it's pouring, the little man is snoring. Está lloviendo, está diluviando, el hombrecito está roncando. It's raining, it's pouring, the little man is snoring. That's a children's rhyme. Rima de niños. It's raining, it's pouring down rain. It's raining cats and dogs. It's pissing down rain. It's tipping. También los británicos dicen tip, como escorar. It's tipping down rain. All right. And finally, at the bottom, this is not an expression. It's just normal English. Pretty warm, pretty chilly. Hace bastante calor. No, it's pretty warm. Huh? Pretty warm, eh? Muy británico. It's pretty warm. It's pretty chilly. Chilly. Un poco de escalofrío. Chilly. Chilly is a homophone. Chilly, sonido fonético chilly, has three meanings. Number one, ese fresquito que da un poco de... Yeah. Chile also is a country. And the capital is Santiago de Chile. We say Chile. Hace fresquito en Chile. It's chilly in Chile. Y por último, in Texas, the most famous dish is chili. Te suena, ¿no? Chili con carne, chili con... chili. Solo como chile en Chile cuando hace fresquito. I only eat chili in Chile when it's chilly. All right. Chili. Chill out. Chill is enfriar. Enfriar el agua un poco, to chill the water, to chill the wine. Many people now prefer red wine chilled. Not before. This is a recent custom in Spain, at least. People order red wine and say, can you chill it for me? And they want to lower the temperature where it's cooler. That's to chill. Now, chill out means tranqui, colega, tranquilo. Mira, bajo. Tranquilízate. Chill out. O yo voy a este sitio para... To chill out. Richard, yes. How do you chill out? I don't need to chill out. I don't suffer anxiety or stress. I don't. I'm tired sometimes. If I'm tired, if I get home and I'm really tired, I lie down on the bed, turn on the TV, and doze off. Doze off means they're cabezadas. Then I'm okay. But it's not chilling out. To chill out, to chill. Okay, a little, pretty chilly, bastante fresquito. Pretty warm. Pretty is bastante. Pretty warm is bastante caluroso. All right, pretty. Hace bastante calor. It's pretty warm. It's pretty hot. Yes. I hate this page. La siguiente. Okay. Good. The next page is a good one, but not for today. Not for today. The next one. All right. Gain fluency. Otra vez. Gain fluency. No. Me. I need to talk about myself a little bit. Yes, because after doing all of the characters, you remember Aki Morita and Luigi Barghini, Anna Barghini, Carl Polster, etc. I said, okay, now I'm the final character. As you know, I spent my first 9 years in Houston and the second 9 years in Tulsa. And those second 9 years were instrumental in who I am today, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa, Oklahoma is a rich city in the middle of the Bible Belt. Claro, Bilbao era el capital del cinturón industrial de España. Se decía cinturón, fíjate. Pero también en inglés decimos the Iron Belt. También decimos el cinturón del óxido, the Rust Belt, because of globalization, many industrial areas are depressed now. But we also say the Bible Belt, el cinturón de la Biblia. And that's an area in Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, Southern Illinois, Kentucky, Northern Alabama, Mississippi. That's the Bible Belt, where the predominant denomination is Baptistas. And they're a bit fundamentalist and very religious. And Tulsa, Oklahoma is in the middle of the Bible Belt. So there are a lot of very fundamentalist Christians. I remember once I was with a friend of mine, Bob Bryan, and we were, I think, 19 years old or 20 years old in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we visited a shop because Bob wanted to buy a shirt, I think. I didn't want to buy anything. I was accompanying my friend. And the salesman in the shop was with a shirt, and he heard Bob say something to me about religion and about belief. And it was clear that Bob was an atheist. This friend of mine was an atheist. Entiende atheist? Ateo. He was an atheist. And then the salesman said, he turns and says, "Excuse me, you don't believe in God?" And Bob said, "No." And he said, "But you realize you're going to go to hell." He was very serious. "Te das cuenta que vas a ir al infierno? You realize you're going to go to hell." And Bob didn't want to get into an argument, but it was interesting that the salesman was very worried, preocupado, about Bob. It was not an argument. He was worried. He wanted to save Bob, you see. Bob finally bought the shirt, and it was a nice conversation, but the man said, please, you're making a big mistake. And it's interesting because he's very, very strictly Baptist. And that's Tulsa. But at the same time, Tulsa is a very rich city because it was built on oil. In the year 1901, oil was discovered. 124 years ago, oil was discovered in the area that is now Tulsa, and suddenly, of course, la fiebre del oro, no fiebre del petróleo, people came. Of course, opportunists, adventurers, but at the same time, bankers, engineers, and other technical people. So it was healthy. We became very rich. So we have an aristocracy, the ricos, super ricos. I mean, Paul Getty, J. Paul Getty, previously, 50 years ago, he was the richest man in the world. He was from Tulsa. And so it's an interesting dichotomy of fundamentalist religion, conservatism, and aristocracy and rich people. And I grew up, I spent 9 years there. It was a very good atmosphere. Very positive in my opinion, very positive for me. And also a very good music city. There are very many famous musicians, rock, pop, country, western, or from Tulsa, Oklahoma. It produces. And I was involved in the music scene in Tulsa during those 9 years, 9.5, almost 10 years. But I was especially involved in sports. Seriously involved in sports, in baseball, American football, soccer, international football, track and field, which is athletics, atletismo, golf, tennis, me falta un deporte, basketball. And so I was very, very positive from the sports point of view, because sports, competitive sports, prepares you psychologically, mentally, to win and to lose and to make the necessary effort to become a champion or to reach the top category. You have to work very hard. And so you learn the benefit of hard work, perseverance, focus. So I think sports, competitive sports, is very positive, usually, if you don't become obsessed. If you don't become obsessed. I became obsessed with golf. I became obsessed. Una obsesión ya insana con el golf. And I quit. When I was 18, the summer before going to the university, I played every day in the summer. 18 holes, sometimes 27 holes, to try to bring my handicap down to scratch or 0. My handicap was 6 at the beginning of the summer. And I said, okay. And I didn't. My handicap increased to 8. I became obsessed. I broke 2 clubs. One over my thigh. Bam! I was so angry. And another, I threw the club. El palo. Beautiful. Ooh, flying into the trees, and bam! It hit a tree and broke. My 3-wood. I decided at the end of the summer, I said, I'll never play golf seriously again. I was lucky that at the age of 18, I learned a lesson. Aprendí una lección. No te obsesiones insanamente. Una sana obsesión, como para aprender inglés, sí. Yeah. But not an unhealthy obsession, no. And I realized that my obsession with golf was not very healthy. And since the end of that summer until today, I have played golf fewer times than during those 3 months of summer. I played golf maybe 20 times in the past 55 years, or 60 years, no, 55 years. And so it's something you learn. You need to learn not to become obsessed. And I learned that in Tulsa. Also playing with the music. I spent a lot of time with music, playing in a rock band, the Sonics, the Sonicos, the Sonics, and many other things, many other things. I worked as a newspaper boy, a paper boy, delivering the newspapers in the middle of the night, 7 days a week, getting up at 3:30 in the morning, bicycling down to get the newspapers, to roll them, put a rubber band around them, put them in the basket, verticales, en cestón que tenía, here, and 2 side baskets on my back. Then, it was heavy. Pedaling my bicycle, throwing it to the porch. Bueno, I'm not left-handed. Throwing it to the porch like this. Normally I went up one part of the street and then went down the other side to throw this way. It's dangerous. You can break a window in the house. You need to be careful. And sometimes you throw it into the bushes. Hay arbustos alrededor. You have to stop the bike, get up and go and get it from under the bushes and put it on the porch. Because the person comes out, oh, the newspaper. Well, it's down under the bushes, los arbustos de decoración, things. And I worked in 2 supermarkets when I was 16. I worked in a pizzeria when I was 17, and I worked in un almacén. I worked in a warehouse de empaquetado de radiadores when I was 18. All right. Earning between $1 and $2 an hour, which was not bad for a teenager in 1968, 1969, 1970. So it was a good period. How much time do we have, Marta? Do we have time to start something? I have time to start gain fluency again. All right, we'll start with 1 or 2 paragraphs because I want to, as I told you the other day, I want to finish this book. Page 102, the third from the last, 948, paragraph 948. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Memoriza esta frase. No podía evitar oír sin querer vuestra conversación. To hear is oír. To overhear is oír cuando no debes oírlo. Okay, to overhear. You know, if I'm sitting in a restaurant waiting, for my friend to come, and there's a conversation next to me, talking about a plot to assassinate the president. Whoa, wow. I'm overhearing a conversation. Now, if I start trying to hear, making an effort, we don't say overhear, we say to eavesdrop. It means invadir la conversación ajena, para oírla. You see, that's the eavesdrop. But here it says, no podía evitar oír, sobreoír vuestra conversación. Sí, así, overhear. I couldn't help but. Este but, que es pero o sino, no podía evitar sino oír, no evitar salvo oír. I couldn't help but overhear. I couldn't help but agree. No podía evitar estar de acuerdo con ellos. Se dice en inglés, no podía evitar salvo estar de acuerdo con ellos. I couldn't help but agree with them. I couldn't help but stop the class. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Is it true what you said about Claudia Mills? Claudia Molinos. Claudia Mills. It's Mill. Mill is Molino. Miller, el señor Miller, is el señor Molinero. All right. Claudia. Is it true? I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Is it true what you said about Claudia Mills is going to be promoted to general sales manager? I'm so glad. It's about time. Como me alegro. Ya es hora. O ya era hora. It's about time. Se lo merece. ¿Es verdad lo que dijiste sobre que Claudia Mills va a ser ascendida a directora general de ventas o comercial? Is it true? Is it true what you said that Claudia Mills is going to be promoted to general sales manager? Oh, I'm so glad. It's about time. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. I couldn't help but. Esta primera frase es learn it. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Is it true what you said that Claudia Mills is going to be promoted to General Sales Manager? Oh, I'm so glad. Me alegro tanto, tanto me alegro. I'm so glad. It's about time. It's about time. It's about time. Ya soró, ya era hora. It's about time. Según el contexto, ya era hora. Ya era hora. O ya es hora que lo hagan. Ya era hora que lo hicieran. It's about time they did it. It's about time they do it. It's about time. Next one. This is true. Page 102, the next to last paragraph. This is true. Margarine was invented in the United States. La margarina que la gente come en vez de mantequilla. Is it time? So I think I'll have to come back tomorrow to talk about margarine. It's very interesting. Human psychology. See you tomorrow.